I got this sense watching this game on TV, and tonight will be different because I'm going to try to go after the show.
Stop it.
I'm going to try.
Stop it. Evan, you're going to frustrate me today. I can just feel it.
I'm not frustrated. I'm a happy man.
I could just feel it.
But the Mets delivered, and I got to hand it to the man himself. On the show yesterday, I said he's not an ace. He's just the Mets' best pitcher. Last night, Sean Manaea officially became the tribal chief of this Met rotation as he delivered an ace-like, gutsy, ballsy, incredible performance.
Of course he did. And I don't know why you didn't expect anything else than that, because that's what he's been. And you should expect the same from Quintana tonight, because that's what he's been over his last 6 or so starts. Expect the best. And if you don't, I'm kicking you out of here, Evan. I'm just telling you right now.
Only if I expect the best?
Right. Well, because your mind takes you to negativity.
It does.
Your mind takes you to the Met history, which I'm just forget it. Current history is what matters most. But I was just thinking about something on the way in, because all we've been positioning since this series started was the Phillies are the best team in the National League East. The Phillies are one of the best teams in baseball. Phillies are the best teams in the National League. It's them and the Dodgers. Are they really? I mean, they were at the beginning of the season, obviously, when they ran out to that massive lead, whatever they were, 20-something games over 500. But since that London series game, which Evan Roberts happened to be at,
yes,
you should have took that positivity and carried it with you for the rest of the season. So all those negative moments that you put us through, that game watch a week ago or less than a week ago on Monday that you made us suffer through, you should have just taken that. Because here's the reality. The Mets are supposed to win this series because they're better than the Phillies. Because when you go back to that moment, that London series moment, the Phillies are average, like 50 and 49 or something, like whatever it is. They're average, whereas the Mets have been one of the best teams, if not the best team in baseball. So as I was thinking about this coming in my mind, I'm saying, why shouldn't the Mets have supposed to win this game, right? This series. Aren't they supposed to be the better team?
You have facts. I mean, Tiki has facts that I can't even argue with. Like, if you go back to that London series, and who the hell thought that the Mets, after that London series, they lost an ugly one, they won a great one, and even the game they won was not overly impressive.
He stuck by.
But who would have thought that, you're right, since that date, the New York Mets are 62-38. That's good enough to be the second best team in Major League Baseball, the only team with a better record, the San Diego Padres. More on them potentially later.
Right, up 2-1 on the Dodgers.
That's for a different day and a different discussion. But you're right. The Mets since that point are 62-38, and the Phillies are 51-48. The Mets are 10.5 games better than the Philadelphia Phillies. And Keith Hernandez said something right at the end of the regular season. He said, the Phillies won the NL East, congratulations, but if you extended this season by a few more weeks, the Mets were going to catch them. So I think you're right in terms of the facts. Like, the facts are on your side. The Mets have been a better team than the Phillies for a while now. I think my respect for Philadelphia comes from what they've accomplished in October over the last 2 years.
Right.
That I see a team, whether it's Nick Castellanos, who came through with big hits in Game 2, whether it's Bryce Harper, whether it's Trey Turner, whether it's Zach Wheeler, who's a looming presence for a potential Game 5, whether it's Ranger Suarez, who the Mets are going to have to deal with tonight. Like, I see a lot of guys, and trust me, I hate the Phillies, but I respect the Phillies. They are not some whatever losing bunch of group.
No, not at all.
They're a tough out, and that's why I went into this series, and I still kind of have that boogeyman feel to them. Like, I don't think it's going to be easy. Last night, in a weird way, was sort of easy. Like, outside of Manaea putting the first 2 guys on base in the 6th inning, and then he brilliantly struck out Bryce Harper and got a little lucky getting Castellanos to line into the double play, like, it was almost a relatively stress-free game, which is kind of crazy to say.
Right.
Like, they never had that moment of, oh, my God, this is going to end badly. There were some signs, like bases loaded, nobody out. They can't score until Starling Marte bails everybody out. I just can't imagine, and I feel this way going into tonight or late afternoon, and I know a lot of Met fans are already in the car. They're driving over to Citi Field. I'll see you at some point tonight, maybe the 8th inning. We'll see. Knowing the Mets, the team I love, and everything you said, Teak, I can't deny what they've been since June. Knowing the Mets, this ain't going to be easy tonight. Does anybody think it's going to be easy?
Why can't it be easy? And by the way, you're probably right. It's not going to be easy because it's playoff baseball, and the Phillies have a recent history of being really good in the playoffs. But Quintana's been amazing.
He's been brilliant.
And you have him on the mound.
And Ranger Suarez has been terrible for the Phillies.
Right,
I get it. I understand.
And so, like, in your mind, we always, we got to hit. You got to put runs, cricket numbers, create traffic, make it taxable for the Phillies. But really, it's just have great pitching. And that's what they had yesterday.
They've had
and Sean Manaea, and they're likely to have it tonight with Quintana.
Look, the reason.
So why don't you feel comfortable and confident? Because you have the better pitcher.
Okay, so I'll give you
also
two.
have the better clutch hitters.
Yeah,
right?
so far
you have the right ass
so far.
and Winker. Right?
So,
you have the.
Did you just say the right ass and
Yes,
Winker?
ass. I mean because that's what he is to everybody else.
Yes.
Right? Pimping a home run. I mean, standing there for what, 30 seconds?
I loved it.
Whatever it was,
Yeah.
it went up or take. I mean, you gotta love what this team is, and they have the advantage, and they've been the best team in baseball.
I love this team. Here's why. I have this weird feeling that.
God, come on, Evan.
No, I haven't even said anything, and you're already assuming the worst.
Because I know.
I have this weird feeling that the Mets are not going to complete the mission tonight. And I have this weird feeling that on Friday, hopefully Friday night, they will. And the reason I feel that way, and I would say overall that's confidence, because what I'm telling you is I think the Mets are going to win this series. And how often do I say that? You know, I'm not a jukebox like Positive Tommy. Like, that doesn't always come out of my mouth. Because I feel like this is a jukebox. This is who the Mets are. Like, think about the way this season has gone. And you're right about what they've done since June, 62 and 38 since London. But think about the final road trip of the year and how exciting they needed to make it before they clinched a playoff spot. Think about the wild card series against Milwaukee. It was about to be easy. They have a lead in game 2. They're about to sweep the Brewers. Then they lose. Then they're losing game 3. And we needed to be saved by our hero, Pete Alonso. Right?
Yes.
They don't make things easy. Game 2, they've got a 3-run lead. Oh, my God, they're going to go up 2-0 on the Phillies. This is going to be easy. And then it's not. So the DNA of this team is that while they'll find a way, and at the end of the day, find a way, that's all that matters, their DNA tells me they're going to give us a roller coaster ride to get there. Winning tonight seems so neat and organized. Feels like 99 or 2000. Feels like what the Phillies did the last 2 years to Atlanta. But that's not who this team is. This team gives us heart palpitations. This team does weird, crazy crap. And what would be weirder and crazier than losing this game tonight, but then finding a way to go into the belly of the beast in Philadelphia and beat the Phillies in a game 5? I hope I'm wrong. I hope tonight's a party. We haven't had a party at home in a very long time. So I hope I'm wrong, but the DNA of this Met team tells me, Tiki.
I gotta find my wallet. I gotta go find my wallet,
Yeah.
find like whatever is in there, $100 bill or something, and give it to you so you can go buy some champagne, take your ass out to Citi Field, and pop the bottle. I'm serious.
Don't touch the money, bro.
I'm not touching the money. I'm giving you money. you need to get positive. You need to be ready for the celebration.
I think they're going to win.
It's been 24 years since you celebrated
I know.
at home. 24 years. I was still playing football at that point.
Bro, I'll never forget it. The last time the Mets clinched a playoff series
Yeah, right.
at home.
Sean just said City wasn't even built yet.
It wasn't even City. It was Shea Stadium. It was Mets Cardinals. It's when they won the National League pennant. And you know what I was doing on the car ride over? I actually took a train today because I parked my car at Citi Field, and then I'm going to Uber to Citi Field after the show is over. Hopefully I get you, someone listening, as my Uber driver. That's like my dream. I get into the Uber, I'm on the way to Citi, and the guy or gal's like, oh, yeah, I hate you, but Tiki's awesome. That's exactly, Sean's awesome, too.
I was just listening to you. I'm glad you got in my car.
Right.
Actually, Evan wouldn't like that because he wants to focus on the game.
Right,
Have
that's a
somebody
good
chewing
point.
his
Don't
ear
talk
off.
to me.
By the way, that's why I'm taking the Uber, so I can watch the game and score it in the backseat of the car. Like, that's my plan. I'm going to be in the Uber.
Oh, my God.
I'm going to score the Met game. It's going to take me to Citi Field. I'm going to get out, and then I'm going to join the you minions, you crazies, you wackos, you crazy-ass Met fans who made that place electric last night. I'm going to be with you, baby. May not be till the 7th inning, but I'll be with you. But I was thinking about this. Last time the Mets clinched a playoff series at home, I started to ponder how many times the Yankees have since then. And I think my unofficial answer is 9 different times.
Oh, God.
I'm not even kidding. I counted 9 different times the Yankees had some kind of postseason celebration at Yankee Stadium since the Mets have had their last. And yes, as Sean pointed out, it wasn't even Citi Field. That is what we are so desperate for tonight. Can this Met team, building off of an impressive Game 3 victory, off of a brilliant performance by Sean Manaea, off of the clutch power of Pete Alonso and Jesse Winker, the great defense of Tyrone Taylor, the clutch hitting of Starling Marte and Jose Iglesias, can they tonight finish the job and send us as Met fans into a drunken, crazy lather. Because we deserve it, and it's been a long time since we have.
Right. As long as you come to work tomorrow, Evan. That's all we talk about.
Oh, I'll be here
right.
tomorrow.
You just got to be here tomorrow to talk about it. But, I mean, why not believe that? Why not expect that, I think, is the bigger question. Because this team has been so good. They have been absolutely clutch, and they put themselves in those positions, as you rightly pointed out, Evan. But they're the better team. They have the better pitching staff right now. They have the better clutch hitters right now. They've been the best team in baseball. You should expect this to happen. So I'm imploring you, go out to Citi Field, celebrate, pop the bottles, and be a part of this because it's awesome. You don't know when it's coming again. You don't know which one of these one-year contracts they're holding on to again. You don't know what kind of, roster with Pete Alonso maybe here, maybe not. You don't know. It's right here.
By the way, you are so right about that. And I want people to understand what you said and how I've tried to say this over the years many times, and it always comes across negative, but you laid it out beautifully. The Mets are owned by Steve Cohen, and we all believe in him. The Mets have a lot of money, and we love it. The Mets have a lot of good young players, and we all love it. It's not negative to say you never know when you're going to be back, but the truth is you never know when you're going to be back. Mm-hmm. Baseball's a weird game. When you think you have it figured out, you get punched in the face. And what I implore Met fans to believe, and you basically did it to me, and I agree, is we need to cherish this, but not just cherish it. We need to take advantage of this. This is becoming, as a Met fan, a year in which they have to finish the job. And I know that sounds so nuts from what we thought in May and June, but how often do you have the magic that this team has? How often do you have the pizzazz and the fun gimmicks that this team has? How often do you have numerous pitchers having close to career seasons? How often? Like, this is a moment where not only do they have to beat the Philadelphia Phillies, they've got to. I'll be devastated. I think we all would be if we end up losing to this team. But it's more than that. It's this team could win the whole freaking thing. And don't tell me, but we didn't expect it. Isn't this fun? We'll be back next year. Juan Soto this, Peter. You don't know. And I felt that way in 2015. I did. As they were going on that run, as it got closer to the finish, the pressure actually started to build. It went from, wow, the season sort of came out of nowhere, because 2015 sort of did, to, oh, my God, we're about to go to the World Series. Oh, my God, we better win it. And I think that's happening right now as Met fans. Like, it's no longer what we thought in April or what we thought in March. It's this team can win it all. And it almost becomes this team better win it all. Because how often do you have the magic that this baseball team has?
Very rarely. Very rarely do you have the drama that this team has.
Right.
Because it's been every step of the way. As good as it has felt being one of the best teams, the start made you question whether it was a reality. Can you catch the Braves? No. Oh, well, we caught the Braves. Can we beat the Braves in a one-day doubleheader because MLB screwed up the end of the season with weather delays, etc.? Yes, you did it, right? You've done it every step of the way. Why not continue to believe that that's going to happen and not have negativity?
Toll-free numbers 888-808-1019. A lot of Yankees to get to, a lot of Jets to get to, Giants as well. Let's get right to your phone calls. A lot of Met fans are on their way. A 5:08 first pitch this late afternoon for a potential clincher, something we have not seen in a home stadium for the New York Mets since October of 2000 when they won the National League pennant, and my bladder almost broke. True story. I had to go to the bathroom so bad, but I would not go to the bathroom until that final out was recorded, and they finally got it. Timo Perez jumped into the air. Mike Hampton was carried in the air, and the New York Mets were going to the World Series. And then I waited about another 15 minutes because I was celebrating, and I finally went to the bathroom. One of the greatest feelings I've ever had. Ryan is in Maplewood, New Jersey. How we doing, Ryan?
Pretty good. How are you?
Well, good. What's up, man?
Awesome, man. What's up?
So you're so lucky you have Tiki as a co-host because you are so wrong and he is so right. Why not? Why not? The only thing you're right about is you have to cherish this. I'm on the way to the game with my 7-year-old in the back seat. I'm out of school early. Bought these tickets. Why not? What is wrong with you? You and I are the same age. You have been so battered and so broken that you cannot see the positivity that is this team.
I just said I think they're going to lose and then win Game 5. Isn't that ultimately positive?
No,
I think they're going to advance.
No,
Win it now.
no. You need positive vibes into this. You walk into this game and you act like they're going to lose. That's loser talk.
Yeah, I know. I got it, Ryan, and I'm glad you and your 7-year-old have the positive vibes. I'm trying to eliminate the loser vibes. Positive Tommy's done a great job of trying to get it out of my system.
I believe in Positive Tommy.
It's still a little bit there. Like, it still exists. As much as I try to completely exorcise the negativity demons, are like still deep in my soul.
Tommy from Kew Gardens here. Thanks for taking my call. You said you think the Mets are going to lose tonight, or you fear? Let's do a little psychology session here.
That's a great question.
Because there's a part of me, and I know how you tick,
Yeah.
that think the Dodgers are sending this to 5, the Mets lose tonight, and that's start time on Friday. You're thinking of worst case scenario. So let's get you. What do you really from the team you've watched you've watched this year, and everything Tiki's told you, everything positive Tommy's told you?
Yeah.
You should believe they're going to win tonight.
I don't, because everything I've seen this year is they're going to make it very exciting till the very end and give you the roller coaster of emotions. I mean, think back to Game 2 against Milwaukee and think back to 161 against Atlanta and even that entire road trip. Like, the evidence actually supports what I'm saying, which is this is the way they operate. They take you until that moment of doom where you're about to get eliminated by the Brewers or about to lose a heartbreaker to Atlanta, and then something amazing happens. I hope they close it out tonight. And I hope they close it out tonight, not just for my own agita or for your own agita. I hope they close it out tonight, and this isn't for me, but for the 41,000 people that are going to be in that building, because we truly do deserve that. Like, 2015 was an incredible run. Every celebration was on the road. Every celebration was at a bar or was with your family, which is cool in its own right. But we need that 44,000 people side by side, spreading germs on each other, kissing people you don't even know, not in an inappropriate way.
Easy, Tiger.
And celebrating. Like, again, the Yankee fan has done it 9 different times since the Mets have done it. So I want it badly. So in a long-winded way to answer your question, both. I fear it and I think it. Good answer, Tommy?
Yes, you were very honest there. You know, it's funny, I was thinking about this morning, and Evan, you sort of alluded to it, where we made the World Series, then we waited 15 years, now we're 9 years, and I thought about, like, the younger Met fan and what their experience, how much fun this is, and my message to them would be, enjoy this and embrace this.
You're right.
Because you're right, you don't ever know when you're going to get it, if you're going to get it, so enjoy every single second from it. Skip school, go to the game, stay up late, do whatever you have to do.
You know what it is, and this year's not a great example, guys, because this year, there hasn't been a great team. I think we'd all admit that. It has been one of the most even years in baseball.
Yeah.
But over the last few years, there's been a lot of great regular season teams. And what happens come October? A lot of those regular season teams, they stub their toe.
Right.
They get knocked out. And it's a reminder that that's what baseball is. So you not only need to get hot at the right time, you need magic at the right time. And when your baseball team has that magic, you want to seal the deal.
Right.
Now you want to finish it.
And you have you have the emotion, obviously. You have the clutchness, as we've mentioned multiple times. You have the statistics that you can just look at, from Manaea last night to Quintana, what he's been over the last 5 or 6 starts, to the stat that I'm looking at right now on television, that the Mets lead Major League Baseball with 34 runs.
Well,
this
they've also
postseason.
played the most games, if we're being fair.
Of course, but whatever. You're scoring runs.
Yes.
Right? You're doing everything. You gotta believe.
Met fan, I love when you say that. Met fans, you gotta believe. That's an original line. I've never heard
It
that.
just popped into my head.
He just created it out of nowhere.
Oh, I'm good like that.
Do you believe as you're on your way to Citi Field? Yankee fans, how about you? We'll get to you coming up as well.